We are 2 games in to this whole Tennessee Titans preseason for 2025. You know me. I get alone, I get in my thoughts, and I start thinking things and feeling things. And I just want to get them all out there. So, good morning. How are we doing on this fantastic? I just heard myself talking on my phone. Didn't like that. So, how are we doing on this fantastic Monday morning? I personally am doing fantastic, and I'll tell you why. I was supposed to work today, and when I got to work, they said, "Oh, we forgot your route that you deliver got cut today, and we meant to move you to a different one, and we just forgot. So, do you want the day off?" And I said, "Heck yeah!" So, for being a Monday, it's going fantastically for me. I'll take it. But here's the thing about that one: y'all don't care about my work situation, and honestly, I don't either. It's like my brother's in the chat saying, "Tighten up." Yes, I agree. Tighten up, but you've got to get a new picture there for Ovechkin. I assume that's who that is. A Washington Capitals player. Screw him. I don't want him on my screen anymore. But thanks for the comment. So yeah, I don't have anything that I have to say particularly. I just kind of want to jump on here and ramble just for a few minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then peel on out of here. Because again, I was supposed to be at work. I'm not. My wife is at work. My kids are actually being watched by that guy's wife right now. So I'm literally in a big old house by myself. So why not sit down and talk a little Tennessee Titans? All right. Cam Ward. It's something me and Josiah discussed. Every single little pass he makes is going to be overanalyzed. So I think we can all just universally agree he's not killing it, but he's not doing bad either. Give him a B over the 2 games. There's really not that much to say. If anybody besides a rookie number 1 overall pick were making the same plays that he was making or not making, there just would be no talking points. It'd just be what it is. If that makes any sense. So that said, I don't think we're going to talk much more about Cam Ward. I think he's been just fine, but such a small, limited sample size. So when it comes to the other rookies, and it's something that A to Z Sports actually hit on this morning, which I agree, the rookies, especially the day 3 rookies, are looking kind of good, which is crazy. You're thinking about Kevin Winston's a no-show, Femi Oladejo, kind of a no-show as well. Cam Ward is what Cam Ward is at this point. But it's the day 3. I keep wanting to say day 4 because it starts with the 4th round. But it's the day 3 people that are actually, looking kind of nice right now. He says, KHero73 says, we need to play him in the whole first half, which it sounds weird saying whole half. But yes, I say that all the time as well. And that's what I've been saying. And that's honestly what I actually meant to start the video off with this. I'm just kind of rambling. I knew I should have made notes because that's what I did want to talk about Cam Ward a little bit before I got to the day 3 picks. I'm just looking. I'm going to pull it up on my phone because I took a couple of screenshotters. Cam Ward's played 2 games and thrown 15 passes. And the reason this is especially alarming is a little dramatic, but it's especially alarming. Jackson Dart's played 2 games. He's thrown the ball 35 times. He's got 2 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. Now, obviously, the stats kind of technically are irrelevant, but he's getting time to grow and adjust to the NFL speed, even if they're not scheming against him, even if they're not throwing everything they have against him. Jackson Dart is still getting 2 full games. Well, not full games, but 35 pass attempts, which is honestly a full game between the 2 of experience. Not just experience, but it's, how do I want to say this? You don't have to worry about him throwing an interception and losing you a game because it's preseason. Who cares who wins the game? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, the stakes are low. This is when you need to do this. And it's not just Jackson Dart. Dylan Gabriel, he played, he's got a fantastic last name, but Dylan Gabriel played one game. I don't remember how many passes he threw, but it was over 15 in just one game. Shedeur Sanders played one game. And guess what? In that one game, he threw more than 15 passes. So the fact that Cam Ward is going to be, of all the rookie quarterbacks, he is going to be the least experienced out of all of them. I just really want to ask, what advantage does that do for Cam Ward, and what advantage does that do for the Tennessee Titans? And if you just do the whole, oh, well, we're afraid he's going to get hurt thing. Mike Bergonzi even said it himself. We ain't winning no dang Super Bowl this year. So why do we care about him getting hurt? I mean, of course he could get hurt. He could get hurt in warmups even if he wasn't going to actually play the game. You can't play worried that someone's going to get hurt. And every situation is a little different. So let's just say if this is, think of somebody who's just like in the middle of their career. Let's just say Justin Herbert. If it's Justin Herbert and you don't want to play him in the preseason or play him much at all, I get it. We know who Justin Herbert is. Get him in there, get a little bit of the dust, a little bit of the rust off, and then send him on back to the bench. You know, he's got himself ready to go for the season. Cam Ward doesn't know what the NFL is like. He's never been in the NFL. He's a rookie. Okay. So my question is, or it's not even a question. It's just, he's not one of those guys that you know what he is. He needs all the reps he can get. Like, it don't matter how polished or good of a prospect they are. You really don't know what they are until you get them in the NFL going against NFL defenses. So again, I say, where's the downfall? Where's the drawback in just letting Cam Ward play a little bit? I understand he's not going to play the whole game. And I was actually arguing with people because I was watching the A to Z Sports morning show this morning. I was arguing with people in their chat, and they're saying, well, if he wasn't doing so many 3 and outs, he'd get to play more. And one, that's not really true because, especially against the Falcons, if he would have done a longer drive and scored a touchdown in the second drive, he wouldn't have gotten the third drive. So they're still keeping his count low. So as far as the 3 and outs, that doesn't really affect how much he's getting to play. Because sadly, I think if he would have had that first drive, I think we had a 95-yard field we had to try to go through. If he would have gone all 95 yards and scored a touchdown and it been like a 7-8 minute drive, they would have just put him on the bench for the rest of the game. And I just want to know why. And I know I'm never going to know why, but it's just frustrating when I'm seeing Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Jackson Dart just get to play, work out their mistakes, make the mistakes now in preseason so they can have them somewhat out of the way and coached out of the way before they actually start playing in the NFL regular season games. And Cam Ward's just getting 15 throws. Like, if this happens again, you got 7 or 8 the first game, 7 the second. This happens again, he's going to have 22 or 23 throws. That's all he's going to have under his belt when he goes against the Broncos, possibly the best defense in the NFL on the road in his first full game. I just don't see how that helps anybody. All right. So that's all I got to say about that one. Back to the day 3 picks. Chim DK, I think he's going to have one of the bigger roles of all of our rookies, honestly, because I think he's going to return kicks for us. He's going to be the first off the bench in the slot, and Tyler Lockett, he's old, so he's probably going to be a little bit on a play count. So Chim DK, I haven't seen a lot of him. That he was actually one of Josiah's stock down players after the second game, because he said, and I agree with him, he said he got a lot of play time, but you didn't see him do anything really, but as a wide receiver at least, which I understand and I get. But I still think he's going to have him quite the role in his rookie season. Gunnar Helm, obviously, I think if we were being honest with ourselves, of all of our rookie players, he's been the best. Like, can we all agree there? He's getting catches. Well, I guess he only had 1 catch in the first game, but it was 1 catch on 1 target, and it was still a nice catch and a little bit of a run afterwards. He had, I think, 4 catches, like 30-something yards maybe, and a touchdown. And that touchdown was fantastic. Now, me and Josiah slightly disagreed on this one. He says thumbs down. I'm not sure what he's thumbing down, but whatever you're thumbing down, I probably thumb up. All right. Gunnar Helm. Actually, him and I disagreed on this. what probably wasn't the smartest idea when you're a noodle armed second should probably be a third string quarterback in Brandon Allen, rifling it across the middle like that to a rookie fourth round tight end in double coverage. Was that the smartest move? But Gunnar Helm made it the smartest move, the way he was able to get that and get the touchdown. It was fantastic. It was beautiful. And I'm excited about Gunnar Helm. A bold prediction I'm probably going to have is Chig being a nice little contract year for him and having a competent quarterback, hopefully. He's going to go off this year for like 750 yards. And because of that, he's going to play himself out of our price range and make $15 million a year. So this will be the last year of Chig. But then 2026, I think Gunnar Helm's going to be tight end 1. And Gunnar Helm might actually become a household name. Getting ahead of myself. But guess what? You can't stop me. All right. So that's what I got to say about Gunnar Helm. Alec Iomanner, I'm still just as high on him as I've ever been. There's been several plays on both games where I would like to see him somehow make a catch on a play, but they've just been difficult catches. But I still have high hopes of Alec Iomanner. And in all honesty, I think of all these rookies, minus Cam Ward, he probably has the highest chance of getting himself regularly in the starting lineup. Him and Femi Oladejo, but Femi Oladejo's kind of been worrisome thus far, in my opinion. Like, he certainly hasn't done anything great, and I think he still has a 0% win rate pass rush snaps, so we'll see how that goes. But we also knew he was a project, but at the same time, I kind of get tired of using first, second, or even third round picks on projects. That's just a me thing. The last day 3 pick, I guess, like Jackson Slater. He's been in there. He's just been solid. In fact, the first week especially, he was good, more than solid. So, Slay King, keep it up, because I really think they're grooming him to just step in for Zeitler next year. So even though we hope we don't actually see Jackson Slater play this year, because that either means Zeitler's sucks or Zeitler or Skoronski get hurt. So we hope to not see him in his rookie season, but I think he's our future right guard. So good start so far. And then the last one, Marcus Harris. He was kind of a nothing burger in camp, and even as his first game against the Bucks, but against the Falcons, he kind of was pulping off a little bit, I guess is the way to say it. He was making some good plays, and he's honestly had his stock rising. He was doing good. I think it was in the joint practices against the Falcons as well. So, and he needs to do good for mostly. We just have just terrible depth, honestly, with our corners. Like, I really like Darrell Baker as depth, but right now Darrell Baker's a starter. So if we could get L'Jarius Sneed back and have Sneed and Brownlee, and then have Baker as depth, have Gabe Jeudy-Lally as depth, have Marcus Harris as depth, then suddenly I feel a little better about the whole situation. But I guess technically that's just a L'Jarius Sneed thing, which we'll see how that happens, because I've heard there's a chance he comes off the PUP list this week. We'll see. All right, I'm trying to think. Is there any other nuggets? I guess I'll end one more time with a little bit of a rant that I had with Josiah on Saturday night or Friday. Sunday, whenever that was. Van Jefferson needs to go. And I agree with Austin Stanley and Easton Freeze so much. Like, I have like a 98% agree rate, I think, with the two of them on things. But I disagree with them. They were kind of coming to Van Jefferson's aid, I guess, coming to his rescue. And I'm just like, they're saying, oh, it would have been nice if he would have caught it, but it was a tough one-handed catch. I'm like, maybe I'm seeing a different replay, because all the replays I've seen are his arms extended like that. Yeah. But everything I've seen looked like he got both hands on it to me. And he's a professional athlete. You know what I'm trying to say? This isn't a rookie. This isn't a project like we were talking about earlier. This is in the middle of his career, professional wide receiver who's got a couple thousand yards of receiving yards under his belt in his career. Probably like 1,700 would be my guess. But that rookie just gave you a dime. Yes, it was on a rope, but you should have caught that. You should have caught that. And I just feel like his whole existence bothers me. Now, I know Easton Freeze was trying to say basically, oh, he's just a placeholder until Alec Iomanner is ready. But to me, I don't think Alec Iomanner will be ready until he actually gets to play. You know what I'm trying to say? But guess what? I've never played golf. I've played putt-putt golf. I've never really played golf, but you know what's going to get me to get ready for golf is to go golfing. The more I get to actually swing, the more I actually get to go play golf, the better at golf I'm going to get. I'm not getting any better at golf watching somebody else who has played golf. Maybe I can do that for a little bit, just a little bit. But if I really want to get good at golf, I need to go play. Van Jefferson to me is just in the way. If he had higher upside, if he was like a 500 or 600 yard receiver a year kind of guy, I could understand it. But if you look at the last like 3 years or so, he's just getting like 200, maybe breaks 300 yards a season. Like he's not anything more than wide receiver 4 or wide receiver 5. So the fact that he's just starting on the outside across from Calvin Ridley while Alec Ayamaner and Chim DK are on the bench, I personally don't like it. I am fully on the cut Van Jefferson. I know it's not going to happen, but on the cut Van Jefferson bandwagon. All right. I think that might be all I have. If anybody's stuck in here this whole time, make sure to give us a thumbs up. Give us a Titans up. Titans up? It's like somebody's not a Titan fan trying to talk about Titans. Give us a Titan up. Like the show. Share it. Whatever. I don't know what the kids do these days, but do it because we're closing in on 100 subscribers, and I would love to hit that during the season. That would be fantastic in my humble opinion. But anyways, that being said, I guess that's all I have. Tighten up, peace out, and all that jazz. Maybe. Cue the music.